Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Island Rally for the first race in the NRSL Digital Storm Cup Series Playoffs, 26th race on the season. We're fresh off an off week after the All-Star race, and Vince Freese is with me here in Long Island.
The Daytona shores to the Italian fashion to the New Zealand Kiwis and to Canada where we take our maple shots. 25 races have been gone and come, multitude of winners, but it's only time for one thing, baby. It's playoff time. 11 drivers, 10 races, one champion. Who you got? It all starts at Island Rally in Long Island. Let's go.
And on the pole is the most consistent driver of the regular season, Samet Oskin, getting his third pole off in the season. No wins yet for the defending Digital Storm Cup Series champion, but that could change today. To his left side, Quinton Moore, not in the playoffs, comes in 15th in the point standings. In row 2, Alexander Rowe, one of those drivers that just missed out after being involved in an accident at Pigs Creek. He starts third. Fun fact, both of the previous winners at this track in 2017 and 2020, one driving the number 14 for Stuart Haas Racing. However, both those times, Stuart Haas was a Chevy team. Could that change today with their first Ford win at this racetrack? To his left is Dylan Young, another playoff driver there. Row 3, Nate Rogers and Charles Sanford. Row 4, Allison Rain and Zachary Fitzwater Sr. And in row 5, Jonathan Zorlin and Seth Cole, all playoff drivers. As I go through the rest of the starting grid, Vince will go over who failed to make the show.
Yep, we have Trey Smith, Adam Flickinger, the only veteran, Carabell, Derek Campbell, Sam Dyer, Usman Hamid, Christian Vargas, and Stephen Cologne round out the field of misses. And let's go over the notes, shall we? As you said, Zach, it was Martin Suarez and Ryan Browner in 2017 and 2020, respectively, for the SHR Chevys. The race notes, got to watch the bumps here. Wacky strategy games, always Island Rally. Oh, we could also get a big wreck. Of course, look out for disaster. And watch those spoilers, man. Guys like Rowe who have nothing to lose but just out here for wins. Can they play spoiler today? And also, for the playoff contenders, how do you manage lap 1? Lap 1's known to be crazy at Island Rally. Can you get past that mayhem and survive? As you see Levi McIntyre kind of glitching out right there. It's time, baby. It's playoff racing. Let's go.
Amanda Evans as well. They're just kind of twitching there on the jump, on the bump, or on the dirt. Andrew Rich didn't make the playoffs. Didn't get to win a race this year. It has been a rough year for Andrew. We'll see if he can get one done at some point during the playoffs. As we have 11 drivers fighting for this thing this year, but the way it works this year is if you win one of the first 9 playoff races, you're in the finale race at Chicagoland.
I have never been more excited to say 4 words. Drivers, start your engines!
So aside from Samet Oskin, the other 2 drivers in the playoffs without a win, Jessica Shelton and Nico Tringali. Looking at their stats, Oskin 9 top 5, 17 top 10s. Tied most top 10s with Charles Sanford at 17. Shelton with 6 top 5s and 9 top 10s. And Tringali with 6 top 5s and 12 top 10s. Drivers with 1 win, Seth Cole, Nate Rogers, and Kev Shearer. And then we've got the big 5 of Dylan Young with 3 wins, Fitzwater with 3 wins, Zorlin with 4, and Rain and Sanford with 5 apiece. So, just want to mention this too really quickly. The record for most top 10s in a season is 17, and Oskin and Sanford are likely going to break that with how many races we have left. Most top 5s on a year are 12, which Rain has already broken. She's at 13. And then most wins on a season is 8. Somebody could do that. Vince, you never know. Someone goes on a tear here in the playoffs. But before this race kicks off, how many drivers will win a race in these first 9 races? I'm going to go with 5.
Going with 6. Here we go, though. It's Sam and Oskin. We're not too far away from my hometown in Jersey. It's Long Island. It's green flag racing. Let's go.
Oskin will clear more for the race lead as they go over the first big jump. Charles Samper going to get out in the sand there. That's going to cost him a ton of positions.
Oh,
And there goes Shelton. Turned around there. Problems with Jesse Turner. Sanford's still in the sand. He'll get back on the track.
Up break for Rowe, too. He started third. He's way back there.
Alexander Rowe lost a ton of positions. Up ahead, it's Oskin in the lead. Dylan Young in second. How about Nate Rogers up to third?
There's Reyna fourth, Quentin Moore.
You know what's crazy, Vince, is if you look at the past couple of road course races, or actually all the road courses on the season, you know, they have not been dominated by the Big Five. Rain won at Sebring, and then Sanford won at MMP. Dylan Young at Provo. And we had that long break. If we look at the recent races, Watkins Glen was won by Seth Cole. Charles Sanford just edged out Amanda Evans at Milano. And then Kev Shearer and Nate Rogers won at Pukekohe. Based on those recent trends, it would not be out of the norm for Sumet Oskin to have a good chance at winning this thing.
This is one of the most weird road courses we got. It's a dirt road course. It's not your typical, all right, let's control the pace. Anything can happen. As you see, there's different lines around here to go fast. But Penske, I talked about this, I believe it was at Pig Stadium. Watch someone just save their stuff like these Penske guys here and surprise everybody in the playoffs. And that's what they're doing so far, but it's a long way to go and a long playoff system as always.
I just think Penske was nowhere near the front at Watkins Glen, another New York track. But as you mentioned, this is a dirt road course with jumps, very different from Watkins Glen. As right now, it looks like Oskin, Dylan Young, and Nate Rogers are our top three breakaway. Rain in fourth, Zorlin up to fifth, Deaver sixth, Keith Rich seventh, Fitzy eighth, Quentin Moore ninth, and Hudson in 10th, but Kev Shearer looking for that position.
I gotta say that even though we don't have an underdog, so Kev Shearer is the underdog. He's playing with the big boys here. 3 less starts compared to everyone else. I think he DNQ'd in the beginning of the season. To make the playoffs for his team is, I would say, a miracle in itself. No expectation, just have fun, I think, for Kev. Maybe steal a win.
Now, I forgot who it was last year, but Ryan Brommer won this race after Jessica Shelton, who was a lap down car, turned somebody off the course. I'm forgetting who that driver was.
Somebody in the back there. Scott Roush.
I would have to go back and look, but Scott Roush having trouble. Alexander Rowe has fallen even further now, down to 41st. Oh, and there's more trouble up here. Shelton and Rowe are going to pit. Kukulon is off track there. Here we go. Here comes the wacky strategy as Andrew Rich is destroyed. That car looks like it went for a barrel roll. Turner, McIntyre down pit road, as is Tringali. And this could be the beginning of the wacky strategy shenanigans.
It's heating up between teammates, I think. As everyone's trying to sort back here, William Brock. And Toyota just has not had the season in a long time. They haven't won in a while.
And for another playoff driver that might be struggling, I don't really see anybody. Everybody appears to be in the top 10. Looks like Tringali and Shelton the only ones doing the wacky strategy, as Dylan Young has passed Sumet Oskin for the race lead.
Dylan Young, he's been kind of quiet these last 6-7 races. Maybe now it's playoff time. He turned on the light switch in that Alliance Truck Parts 2. But like you said, it's a wacky strategy. I don't know what could happen. This place could be all over the map in a couple of laps.
Yeah, you're not wrong there, Vince. I mean, Dylan Young has been off lately. Back to the beginning of the season, he was, top 3 in the points consistently, and he was starting in the top 10 consistently too for a bit there. And he is not the most consistent qualifier anymore. We come into the playoffs, and Charles Sanford has an average starting position of 7.6 with Rain at a 9.6 and Dylan Young down at a 12.04. So Young, the third best average qualifier on the grid now, as Oskin has lost a ton of time to Dylan Young since he took the lead, and now Nate Rogers is challenging him for second.
I wonder if he has some aero damage, maybe with some contact. Or you said these bumps are rough, but we'll have to find out on pit stop if they fix anything. I got to say is that Dylan Young, if he gets this win, if you think about it, he can just prepare for the finale. All he's got to do is really prepare that finale car with his crew and see what the best setup will be for Chicago. That's the good thing about winning early. Get it out of the way, and we know we got some wild super speedway races as well coming up at Armory in Pensacola. Anything can happen there.
And just think in past years, we've always used the 16 driver elimination format, so not using that this year for the first time in series history means if you win a race, you don't have to worry at all, like you just said there, for 8 races. You can focus towards setting up your car for Chicagoland, prepping the car for Chicagoland, and Dylan Young looking to be the one to do that. Nate had passed Oskin, but Oskin passes him back, and right now it looks like there's just a battle for second as Dylan Young is just gone.
We know Dylan Young is Chicago now, his home track. You know he'll be fired up and hyped up to get that W for the home fans. But I think now the question comes that once the tire fall, what are we going to do? I think, Rain just hasn't had the pace all day. But Fitzwater, he's moved up a little. Sanford, he was back there on the opening night. He's moved up, good recovery. Seth Cole, Zorona hasn't had much of the pace today.
Deaver up to 5th place. But big gaps there to the leader as Dylan Young just took away 2 seconds from Samet Oskin. See, 1 minute 40s for them and a 1 minute 37 for Dylan Young. So I'm not sure what these guys are missing here, but they are super slow compared to the race leader.
When Young looks like he's on turbo or something right now, but it's still a long way to Shelton top break to start her playoffs.
Andrew Rich out of the race. His bad season continues. So we saw these drivers from Tringali, or Turner on back, actually. I think Quinton Moore has pit as well. So Quinton Moore on back have come to pit road, as Ferranti and Kukulon are down to the pit lane. So that makes from 32nd on down that has hit pit road. So the wacky strategy games continue.
Scroll through the field here as you see
look at this.
Wow, what in the world?
Nate Rogers and Allison Rain, as Oskin has driven away now from Nate Rogers, and Deaver has caught up. So I don't know what is going on. These cars are racing very strange here today. It looks like they've got bursts of speed and then they're just 3 seconds off the pace.
Has Dylan Young got a 6-second lead? I mean, it seems like he's got like a 6-second lead here.
And Nate Rogers is super off pace.
Ooh.
As the
Roush
6 is back on pit road. This is what I meant by wacky strategy, as Charles Sanford is going on the grass for some reason. I'm not sure what he's doing here.
Charles Sanford is... oh.
He's using all the racetrack.
He's done... Uh-oh.
I don't know what he's doing.
Nate's slow, though. He couldn't even get around him. What's going on here?
Nate Rogers ran a 1 minute 44 that last time by. Something is definitely wrong with his car.
Oh, it's got to be a tough break.
Something with the springs, potentially. But yeah, look, he is very slow in the corners now. So I'm not sure what happened to that car. Cole Deaver's up to 3rd, and Oskin is still only running 139s, and Dylan Young is just still gone.
Young is just gone, man. There's I don't know what to say. Dylan Young must have like that magic setup or something.
It could be also spring damage. You know, we saw Oskin just fall out of nowhere, and you know, one wrong landing for Dylan Young, and he might be even slower than them. We just saw what happened to Nate Rogers. He is plummeted.
But he's just gained a burst of speed, it looks like.
No, I don't think so. Sanford up to 5th place now over Rain, who seems to be suffering something similar. So none of the leaders have yet to come to pit road. I believe this should be a one-stop race, other than those that have had the pit for suspension damage. And yep, there it is. You just knew it was coming. So Nate Rogers, I think, screwing up something with the suspension, maybe dirt in the radiator, got him overheating, had to back it down, but That's a tough break for Nate, as Amanda Evans is also going to come into the pit lane. Laura Chung.
I can just gained about 7/10 too. Maybe you're right. Maybe Dylan Young hit a jumper. And maybe it's not about going fast. It's about being smooth on the throttle and smooth on over the jumps as you
Oh,
see some more damage.
Landon Smith Jr. has gotten into something potentially with Will Parrish. This looks like William Brock has come down the pit lane. But yeah, Oskin 0.6 of a second faster that time by to Dylan Young. So yeah, this track is wacky.
He's closing. Oskin definitely.
Oskin, it looks like he's reeling him back in now.
Wow. All right. Well, I don't know what the pace will be. I guess it's just how you avoid the jump. And these mini jumps, too, will be the key to win the race.
It seems like if you hit the jump too hard, or you land it too hard or something, it really takes away your corner speed.
Or your shock grip. I guess your shocks, it's a loose grip, and the shocks start to become flat. But right here's a little jump. Not that big. Just a little bump there. That's the front stretch is the key. I think that's the key.
Yep.
What do you...
Dylan Young's coming to pit road here on lap 7, and Oskin is going to stay out. So potential spring damage for Dylan Young.
Oh, my goodness.
Allison Rain, I think, might be in the same boat. Will she pit? Yep. Allison Rain will pit too.
It'd still be a one-stopper, but I don't know.
Keith Rich is coming in. Sam
Ferranti
Young.
again.
Ferranti just coming out of the pit lane there. Ooh, this could be tight. How about Lane Sanders is in the top 10?
Wow.
Just noticed this. We haven't gone through the field at all today, what with all the wacky strategy games going on. But Lane Sanders is in the top 10. Heck, Logan York is in 7th. Ellison's looking for a top 10 run. Sorlin's fallen down the running order. Looks like Yepes has maybe some left side damage. I couldn't really tell there. So Dylan Young out of pit road. Rain, Keith Rich included. Nate Rogers will actually pass Rain, so there is tire wear here with the Cup cars compared to what we saw last week at Oswego with Jerky Pro. So we'll see what the undercut does for Dylan Young, but hopefully they do not have to pit again. As right now the leader is Samet Oskin, as Deaver has been closing the distance.
Yeah, I was going to say that the problem is, like you were right. I think it's just how they're hitting the jumps. They're hitting him wrong. Look at Deaver. He looks like he's 30 miles per hour faster.
And Oskin will come to pit road. Deaver will stay out and make it to lap 9. Charles Sanford will come in.
50 stays.
As McIntyre's down pit road again. Logan York will peel it in. Sorlin will peel it in. All right, this looks like more strategy, actual pit stops here than potential spring damage. As Edwin Justice has door damage too, so... Oh, and that's bad.
Oh, that's, oh dear. RJ Bishop, and he's had a rough couple weeks.
Yep, RJ's been impaled. But thankfully, we do not do injuries here.
Dylan Young, we should have a nice, sizable lead over these guys coming in.
Yep, there goes Dylan Young. Samet Oskin, you can see, is gone. So that's the tires talking. So staying out, Priya McShane, Diego Yepes, James Ellison, Lane Sanders, Seth Cole, Fitzwater, and Cole Deaver. Deaver looking to play spoiler, Vince. We haven't seen Deaver win since 2019.
The problem is that I think Dylan Young's going to have a huge lead. I think that undercut, like you said, tires must mean something here. And I think you just got to keep it on the track because now Deaver's pulling away from Fitzy.
Well, just look at the best lap times on the day. Dylan Young on 136.9. Oskin, 137.0. Same for Nate, 137.0. But everybody else has ran a 137.9 or slower. The lap times are all over the pace today.
Is he staying? No, I was going to say.
So Deaver will come to pit road. You see Turner and Tringali pitting again. Fitzwater is not going to be able to get there because of Ferranti, so he will go another lap. Seth Cole and Lane will pit as Roush
Oh, no.
almost got turned there. It looked like Ellison, Yepes, and McShane down. So Fitzwater will be the one driver to stay out. Yeah, Dylan Young is gone right now from Samet Oskin. But now the question is, can he make it to the end?
He can now, because if Fitz can go to... this is going to be close, though. I don't know. 10 laps Fitz went, but he's losing so much time.
Dylan Young is 27 seconds back at the start-finish line.
Fitz looks slow, real slow compared to Ferranti.
Fitzy is running 1 minute 44 second lap times here. Tire wear really kicked in. Could be a bit of spring damage too.
There's no lead lap bonus or nothing like that this year, and I don't understand his call then.
No bonus for leading laps, you mean?
Yeah, there's nothing. There's no bonus points for leading anything. So it's basically. Oh, Cole Deaver got in front of. Wow.
Deaver got in front of Oskin. He's got to take a lap to warm up the tires, though. Oskin is going to be flying here. Yep, there you see it. Just takes a lap for these tires to grip up in the dirt. So Oskin back up to second. Quinton Moore 4th, Sanford 5th, Rain 6th, Logan York 7th, Amanda Evans 8th, Sam Young in 9th, and Kev Shears your top 10.
Fitzwater he's got to pit. I mean,
yep, he is coming down pit road. Only driver. Oh, yep. So RJ joining Rich out of the race as Jessica Shelton back down to the pit lane. We will look at all incidents that we know of after the race is complete. So I believe so far we've got the Andrew Rich deal, the Turner Shelton deal there on lap 1. And then I don't think there's been anything else. So yeah, Fitzwater just pulling into his stall, and here's Dylan Young on the front straightaway. Gone.
Dylan Young needs to back that pace down, I think. So he's got a nice lead here. When timing and scoring reshuffles, I mean, that's a 8 second lead. Oh my.
18 second lead.
Yeah, it's
Or no, yeah, nope, you're correct. 9 second lead.
Yeah. I was gonna say
9 second lead to Samet Oskin.
I back her down. I don't think you got to save a little fuel unless he can't make it.
Charles Sanford up to 4th. It looks like Quinton Moore has hit the pit lane once again, so Quinton could not make it. That moved Rain up to 5th. Logan York 6th, Sam Young 7th, Amanda Evans 8th, Kev Shearer 9th, and Keith Rich. The top 10 is theirs. Fitzwater out of pit lane in 11th, with arguably the best shot of making this thing on fuel, aside from, I believe, Oskin and Deaver. There's a Hornets mess back here. Lane Sanders still inside the top 20. Tough break for Zorland's day. Not sure what happened to him or Seth Cole. So there's Quinton Morris. Nate Rogers has been back to pit road as well. Peter Onjak, Logan Williams, and others. Mentioned that suspension damage, big thing. A lot of drivers being unable to handle these jumps. They have to keep coming back down the pit road. But Dylan Young has been flying all day.
He just has to save fuel, and he'll get this win. Maybe just a little draft behind McIntyre, little on throttle, and then coast. I mean, you got to do something because, yeah, keep backing that pace down. I don't think Austin's going to run anything quick here. Maybe he'll match it.
He ran a 139.5. Oskin a 137.2. Down under 7 seconds there for Samet Oskin. Deaver also with a 137.2. Sanford with a 137.38. Rain running a 138. And you see nobody else really hitting those 137s as Fitzwater just out of pit road in 10th place. As I believe somebody else came back down the pit lane, and it was Amanda Evans.
Well, Fitzwater has the freshest tires by a long mile here, but the thing is,
22 seconds behind.
Yeah, he needs people to start running out. If this is a two-stopper, he pulled the right strategy, but I don't see it.
How about the drivers inside the top 10 today, though? Keith Rich. I mean, Sam Young. I mean, the top 30 has not changed in a while, Vince, but Sam Young's been 26th in the points for a while. Decent amount of points ahead, though. I mean, because if you look at the top 30 right now, coming into this race, Adam Flickinger was 53 points behind Matthew Rodriguez. and he missed the race. Diego Yepes, who made the race, came in 59 points back. That's a whole race amount of points that you can gain. And that's how many he came in behind. Yepes currently runs in 17th. Matt Rod is in 11th. Dylan Young closing up on lap traffic. Let's see if the gap shrinks this time by.
Oh, yeah, it has. It's definitely coming down, man. I think it's only within 5 seconds.
Yep, 5 seconds. Another 2 seconds gain for Samet Oskin. Oskin doing
boy.
something better on this run than he did on the last run, as Charles Sanford has made it by Cole Deaver for third.
I think Sanford, if he hadn't had those lap 1 shenanigans, he probably would have been up there with Oskin.
See a lot more drivers running lap times under a 138, including Charles Sanford, Cole Deaver, Keith Rich, Kev Shear, William Brock, Logan York, Levi McIntyre. Did anybody else come down pit road that time by? Everybody says no. So Fitzwater only ran a 137.9. So he's closing up on these guys. But again, you know, points, they do not matter for the playoff guys. It's all about wins. Like finishing fifth in any of these first 9 races will not matter. You want to win the race.
Unless we had that one rare, we have somehow no playoff drivers win the first 9 races. Then that's the only way it would matter.
Well, then yeah, it would be a free for all. It would be all about the points.
Yeah, but right now that's not happening. I don't see it. But now, what do you do if you're Dylan Young? We're about to come up on this lap of truth here in a lap.
5 to go.
Is he safe in the field?
Well, he pit come into, what was it, lap 8?
I thought it was 7, but okay.
It was 8 or
7,
7.
8. Yeah, one of
7
those.
2 8 maybe, I believe.
Yeah.
And he's got to pit.
Oh.
Oskin's pitting too, though.
Sanford.
This could be a 2-stopper still.
No, I don't think it's a 2-stopper for Fitzy. I think Fitzy's going to win this race. If everyone pits, he's got it.
Keith Rich is going to go down there.
Oh, my God. What a turn of events.
Kind of had a feeling there with how early Dylan Young pit. Oskin, I thought, pit coming to lap 9, but maybe 1 lap short there. Well, that gave the lead to Charles Sanford. We'll see if Sanford can make it. I thought Sanford
I don't
pit.
think so.
How about Nate Rogers, though? His day he's been down pit road again. They've just had spring trouble all day since that hitting the jump wrong or something. It's really shaking up the top 10, though, Vince, with all those drivers that just pit. Moved up Logan York to 4th, Sam Young to... Actually, no, Logan York up to 3rd, and Sam Young up to 4th.
Evans in 5th. Kev Shear. Wow, this isn't over. I don't know if Sanford can make it. I don't think Cole Deaver can make it either. If Oskin came in, they came in about a lap later. I think Fitzwater... He's the only one. No, it looks like Deaver's really slow.
Deaver might be having a problem here.
Now, if I'm Dylan Young, at least you came in early.
Coming the 4 to go. Yeah, I mean, the tires do have an advantage there. Charles is going to stay out. Deaver's pitting. Yeah, he was very slow.
A problem.
Rowe is back down pit road again, so the 14 is not going to win it this year. Logan York stays out. Fitzy passing Kev Shearer for position. Sam Young will dip it to pit road. McShane stays out. Matthew Rodriguez is going to stay out looking for a top 10. There's Zorlin, Lane Sanders, Ellison, Seth Cole, Yepes, Hudson. Looks like Hudson lost a ton of time on this lap. Foster Henderson, Daniel Bouchard, and then there's Oskin and Dylan Young.
Oskin got out ahead. Wow.
Looks like Young's trying to fight back. Oh, yeah, look at Young got a better jump there. This is for 16th place, so 15 drivers yet to pit.
Well, we think. I don't know.
Actually, it might be a little less than that, I believe, because some drivers did just pit. Look at the move Oskin just put on him. But
yeah, but he lost a lot of the entry.
Young got over the jump better. Young seems to be getting over the jumps better than the 22. The 22 was using those fresher tires earlier to his advantage. There's Deaver and Rain in the background. It looks like
What do you
Young's
think?
gonna hold off this battle here.
What do you think, Zach? Who's going to win this? I don't know. I don't. The strategies are whack, and Charles Sanford has nearly a 12-second lead.
Well, I think if Charles can't make it, I think Fitzwater's got this one.
Is he going to make this? No, there's no way.
3 to go. I don't remember what lap Charles pit on, but I believe it was closer to the halfway.
Fitz is going to win this race. It was Logan York pitting.
Nope,
No.
he's got Fitzwater to his right side. This is for second place. What a day for Logan York, if he can keep it to the end here.
F2.
They didn't gain any time on Charles that lap either.
Fitz did, but he's catching someone. He's got the tires. It's just the problem is I don't know if he's got the time unless Charles pits.
Yeah, he needs Charles to pit. There's no way. Matt Rod up to 5th.
Someone pit.
It might have just been from the other pit stops earlier. Sorlin's going to take that 5th place, though, from Matt Rod here with ease. Ellison 7th, Seth Cole 8th, Lane Sanders back in the top 10 and 9th. There's 13 drivers have yet to hit pit road. There's Dylan Young. He has gapped Samet Oskin once again.
It's going to be a shame, though, if Dylan Young doesn't win this race. He had the quickest car and got robbed because of pits.
Oh, that's
But
why.
at the same time,
That's why you can't. You might have the fastest car, Vince. But if you're not going to play the fuel game right, then you lose out.
yeah, no, it is. It's definitely one of those things where you have to time it right, and you got to be careful on the jumps. That's another thing. Maybe we don't know. Maybe Dylan Young had underlying suspension damage.
No, I think Dylan Young was going too fast there for most of the race. You saw a lot of guys back it down. They lost a ton of time to Dylan Young, yes, but Dylan Young was going balls to the wall the entire first run, and he had to pit early because of it.
I think that's right, though. I think
2 to go. Sanford stays out.
if he doesn't come in the next time by, I think he wins this race. Oh,
That-
someone else is in.
That would be win number 6 on the year for Charles Sanford if he gets it done. 13th top 5 and 18th top 10. That would be record-breaking marks. As we mentioned, Rain already broke the top 5 record earlier. But Sanford would get it the top 10 mark. First to 18 top 10s in a single season. But yeah,
He always got. Yeah.
it has been a wacky race to say the least, but not as many DNFs as last season. I believe we had a little more craziness going on last year. Especially in the Jerky Pro race. We had somebody flip.
Yeah, Jerky probably wild last year, but I think this race, I think it was all about fuel strategy, and you got to feel for Dylan Young, but Charles Sanford, you know what they say, one man's trash, another man's treasure. If he just can hang on for a lap here and a half and not pit, I think he's got it. Or lap cars, too. We know lap cars can be a little weird here.
Fitzwater cut it down to under 11 seconds last time by. There
Where
he
is
is
he?
in second. York in third still. Can't get a camera angle here on Kev Shearer in fourth. Sorlin fifth. Ellison sixth. Seth Cole seventh. Lane Sanders eighth. Yepes ninth. And Henderson up to 10th. There's Dylan Young. As it looks like somebody else came to pit road.
Sam Young, right?
No, it might have been. It was Matt Rod.
Matt Rod, yeah. Peter Onjak.
Sanford will
Sanford's
stay
got
out.
it.
White flag in the air. He's just got to be able to make it on gas.
There's Fitzy. He closed the gap, but he don't have enough time. Now it's just about, like you said, gas and just don't hit a lap car and you got it.
See that time by. Fitzwater down to 8.7 seconds, but like you said there, just gotta. Charles has got this as long as he can make it on fuel. And actually,
Don't mess with him.
Vince, I believe Charles was the one who pit on lap 9 coming to 10, and then Fitzy, of course, had someone to his right side, and he could not pit that lap. Or he might be right up here with him.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, we got robbed maybe of a battle for the win, but at the end of the day, Charles Sanford looking for strikes. That's all he's caring about, getting a record-setting 6th win for this season. At least not the record-setting 8, but for this season, I haven't seen 6 in a while.
And coming into this race, Fitzwater and Charles Sanford tied at 7 wins on the all-time wins list. And looks like that will change here today.
Gotta let Rowe go by here.
I mean, what a breakout season, though, for Charles Sanford. Same for Dylan Young and Fitzwater, really.
Oh, oh, bro.
Rowe getting a little close there, almost pulling a
Oh boy.
Shelton from 2020. But, yeah, breakout year for Charles Sanford after not getting a win since Texas in 2018. He's got one corner to go. And coming to the checkered flag, Charles Sanford will be the first one to punch his ticket to the finale and get his 6th win on the season, 8th of his career. And Charles Sanford gets it done at Island Rally. And I believe that makes Sanford the 3rd driver to get 3 road course wins out of all drivers in series history.
Hard to believe with how good Seth Cole's been on the road courses. He doesn't have 3. But Charles Sanford's the man at the hour. What does he do for Chicagoland? We'll find out in 9 weeks.
Fitzwater will come home in 2nd. Logan York, what a day for him in 3rd. Kev Shearer 4th, Sorlin 5th, Ellison 6th with another top 10. Seth Cole 7th, Lane Sanders 8th. Dylan Young got it up to 9th there right at the end, Vince. Of course, it doesn't really matter because it's a playoff driver.
Right.
And then Foster Henderson with a 10th place effort. Henderson coming into this thing 40th in the standings. Lane came in 36th in the standings. So good runs for them. See Oskin in 12th, Deaver 14th. I believe Bouchard is the last of the drivers who made it there on one stop. So 12 drivers in total, or actually no, 11 drivers in total making it on one stop today. You see Young and Oskin were the only 2 fast enough to put themselves between some of those guys. Deaver 14th, Rain 15th, Quinton Moore 16th. Tringali got 17th at the end, man, and he was pitting a lot today. So that is shocking to see. Keith Rich 18th. Actually, Tringali might have only pit twice, but he just had an off strategy, so it might have, yeah, a little wacky. Kukulon 21st. He was slower in the beginning of the race, too. Like, I'm not really sure what was going on today. But we've got incidents to look at as Charles Sanford is out of gas.
It's Pitsy.
One more lap, he probably would have had the pit. But, yep, so let's go take a look at the incidents we had today. Taking a look here at what happened with Turner and Shelton. This actually starts with Zach Flickinger. Watch the red-orange 77 behind the 17. See Charles Sanford in the sand up ahead. Man, crazy how he lost all those positions. And, you know, fuel strategy ended up being the game today. But watch Flickinger here. It actually starts with Lane Sanders, who turns to the right when there's a car there, bro. And that turns Sanders into Turner and then up into Shelton with help from Zach Flickinger because Flickinger was there. And that sent those guys around and off the track.
And they just reemerge here and
Yep, and they'll come back on the track just fine, I believe.
yeah, everyone looks clean and crisp.
Actually, hang on. I think something might have happened to Andrew Rich right here, perhaps. We know he had damage.
Oh yeah, he might have barrel rolled or something.
3-wide mess back here.
Aaron looks like he's going quicker on the sand.
It's because there's a jump right here. You can't tell from helicopter. Zach Flickinger is going in the sand too. I don't know if something happened here or not. Just kind of waiting to find out. I don't think it was here. We'll come back when we know what's going on. Look what happened here to Andrew Rich. This was on lap number 2. And Turner's just going to get into him here under the braking zone. Right there. There's the contact. We had a pretty bad Neymar Mountain Dew Code Red wreck here 2 years ago. That was earlier before the corner, though. And then Turner just turns him back to the left. And then there's a fence right there. It's kind of hard to see, but right here, it's just going to wrap up the 23. And that's some pretty violent whiplash, but killed that car. And Andrew Rich's day was over. I believe that is all the incidents. We saw the RJ Bishop wreck in the pit wall, so we will see you guys on Labor Day weekend next week for racing from both Jerky Pro and Digital Storm at Bristol Dirt. So see you guys then.
Signing off, guys.